Roslovic, is he going to play tomorrow? What's his status?
No, he will not play. He will be a couple weeks. We're not anticipating him anytime soon.
And Kapanen, he got banged up.
Yes, Kapanen will be at least a week, maybe several weeks. We're getting more information later, but he won't be anytime soon.
Wallman?
Wallman won't play on Saturday. Making progress maybe sometime next week, but I know he went on the ice today. Haven't heard how it went, but yeah, we're not expecting him to play Saturday. Hopefully we can get him sometime next week.
Not really what you need right now. How do you kind of avoid the dark cloud mentality?
Yeah, it's unfortunate losing those guys. We're very optimistic getting guys back. Lazar, Nugent Hopkins, Kapanen, those three coming back was great news. And then we knew Wallman was getting close, but you know, of those guys, Lazar and Nugent Hopkins would be the only two, and then you lose a couple guys. But it is what it is. Every team goes through injuries, and you know, when we're not playing very well, we're going to add some new life, a little bit different dynamic with those players. But we're going to just have to find a way with what we have.
Kris, after the game against Dallas, you talked about instilling some hope into the group, not seeing a lot of positives after a game like that. How have these two practices gone for you? Have you seen a lot of that, or does it have to happen in a game situation?
No, I was really optimistic. Yesterday was a good practice, coming off a day off, but I really liked what I saw today. You know, it was much shorter, but the tempo was good. Just the enthusiasm was at a level that I haven't seen probably since camp, which is a great step, and I think that's probably the biggest thing that we need to improve upon is just, you know, feeling good about ourselves, belief in the team that we can win games and not dragging our feet and feeling sorry for ourselves because, yeah, we can be disappointed, but I don't think that's helping us moving forward. Yeah, everyone's disappointed, but we need to think about how we're going to improve and play better. And feeling sorry for yourself, you know, you can do that for a little while, but you got to move on. And you know, from what I saw today, I think guys have, and I like the attitude.
You talked about finding some priorities and things to work on. Is it the mental thing that's the priority for this group, or is there a systems thing that you're working on fundamentally?
There's some things we're looking at it. For a system change, we've done one thing would be a different system change. Everything else, I think, is more on emphasis on how our systems let us down. Why are we not executing it? And it might be just a tweak on moving a guy in a position 2 or 3 feet, or having a stick in this location instead of this, or an emphasis on this is your job, we need you to execute it, because if you don't do that, everything else falls apart. So changing systems, yeah, we've done a little bit, but mostly it's just on emphasis on what needs to be executed.
Kind of talk about what you've seen from Clattenburg. I know it's only been 2 games, but can you just kind of comment on what he's brought to the table here?
Well, enthusiasm, playing with just some energy and almost a little bit of reckless abandonment, which is a good thing to have. You know, obviously rewarded with a goal, but you know, he's almost scored in 2 back-to-back games, and you know, when you play with that energy and that emotion, you know, it's much easier to play, and he's made the most out of his situation, and no one ever assumed that he would be in the NHL at this point in his career. Just coming off his junior career, played a little bit in the American League, and now he's in the NHL and scoring a goal as soon as he did. You know, credit to him. And we knew that player that he's providing, we thought was going to come down the road. But, you know, he's worked so hard for it, and the game is so much about emotion. And yes, coaches can talk about systems and executing a pass and all those details, but it comes mostly about passion and working hard, and, you know, he's bringing it. So love that from him.
Sorry, to your point, I mean, he was a 150th pick a year and a half ago, and he's playing in the NHL his first 2 games here. What does that say about a guy like that, especially a guy who, he hasn't put up big numbers since he's been drafted or anything?
No. Well, in fact, this morning we had some trivia for our team, and one of the questions was, which player is 5th in scoring in his draft class? Everyone's thinking maybe it was Hyman and Draisaitl or something like that, but it was Clattenburg. Clattenburg's 5th in his draft class with his 1. Sorry, what was your question?
Just what does it say about him that he's been able to, get to the NHL so quickly after being selected 150th overall?
Well, there's different. Every team needs different type of players, and not only different type of players, but also different personalities. And if you can be a really good player, but maybe you're not a good team player, or you might not be coachable, and that makes it more difficult to find your spot. And I think Connor Clattenburg is very coachable, but also what he brings with his emotion, it's contagious. And ultimately, as a coach, you want players that make other players better. And you can look at Leon Draisaitl's outstanding passer. He makes his teammates better through making those passes to set up goals. Connor carries the puck in the zone and makes a nice play and sets somebody up. Makes them better. Bouchard makes a great exit pass on the breakouts. But there's something about physicality, bringing energy, that you're a team player. You are making other players better. There's many ways to do that, and I'm seeing what Connor's doing, and it's nice to have, especially right now with the way our team is needing that enjoyment, that excitement. He's been good for us.
Kris, in front of your own goal, do you need more energy, more excitement, positioning, protecting the puck, making it harder on the opposition in front of your net?
Yes, and yes. All of it. There's some saves that we want from our goalies, but I don't think we've done a good enough job protecting them. And when your team is really dialed in and playing well defensively, they're really tight, it makes the goalie's job so easy. And we haven't played nearly that level enough this year, whether it's been for periods of games, little stretches, but overall we haven't defended well enough, and that's being stronger and making sure there's not rebounds. We're tying up sticks, making it harder for their defense or their forwards to get to the net with our defensemen boxing them out. Have our forwards blocked enough shots? No. Have we turned over pucks? Yes. There's a lot of things that we can do to help our goaltenders, and now that being said, we do need them making some saves, but I think the biggest picture is what's going on in front of them.
Kris, will we feed Stuart Skinner tomorrow?
So we haven't decided yet.
Okay. And also, what has this team been missing with the absence of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins?
A lot of things. He's a tremendous teammate. We've had players joke that he's my favorite player. Ryan's a very smart hockey player who you can rely on last minute of a game. He can provide some offense. He is an important part, even though he is a secondary part on that power play. He makes it run just with getting the puck in the right spots. And Connor and Leon do a lot of moving around. He reads on what they're going to do, and he adjusts what position he needs to be in and what play is going to be made. I can go on and on about Ryan and how valuable he is, and we have missed him through this stretch, not having him, and it'll be nice having him back because he can play on the top six on the wing, or he can be our third line center, he can be our second line center if we want to play Connor and Leon together. So I can utilize him in many ways, and he's very valuable.
Do you feel like his teammates stand
I thought you were getting at how tough he was, that everyone's feeling a little more confident. Ryan doesn't fight very often, but I know that a couple times he has. He's got a little bit of a temper, and he is tough. I think that's the Western Hockey League coming out in him. But just with his play, we talked earlier about players who make other players better. And Ryan is a player that just might not make the fancy plays. He's not going to beat somebody one-on-one, but he's a good player and he supports the puck. He's in a good position so the defense can find somebody to make a pass to. And, he does so many things.
Kris, if Roslovic's out this long, can we assume there's a broken bone in that hand that he's off this year?
No, it's nothing to do with his hand.
Assume there's a broken bone there.
No broken bone.